It's Kori Akemi, and today we're going to talk about trusting yourself. You know, if you want to transform your life or make your dreams come true, the first essential thing that you have to learn how to do is trust yourself, which is why we are going to talk about it today. So let's get started. So the first part to trusting yourself is for you to recognize what are your strengths and your talents. What are the things that you are just naturally good at? And also what makes you authentically you? Those are the two things that I want you to consider, at least for this particular part of trusting yourself that we're going to discuss here. Think about what your talents and strengths are and what makes you authentically you. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to get out a pen and paper or your phone, or just give yourself space and time to reflect. Really think about what your strengths and talents are. What are the things that come naturally to you? What are the things that come easy to you? What are the things that you can it's like you've done it before sort of feeling. Think about all those things and come up with a list of that. And that's going to be what your talents and strengths are. I also want to point out this. I think a lot of people struggle with answering this question, or they answer it the wrong way because society and even my family, I grew up like this too. They taught me this, that to recognize only the things that you're good at because you struggle to get them. You know, there's this whole belief right now that's kind of going on that in order to get anything, or in order for you to get a reward from anything, you've had to struggle really, really hard to get it. And that works in certain situations. But for learning how to trust yourself, at least right now, I want you to think about all the things that have come easily to you, if that makes sense, if you understand what I'm saying. So don't think about the things that you struggled or the talents that you really had to literally run up a mountain to get all those things. That's not what the purpose of this exercise is. Think about all the things that come naturally and easy to you. And so that way, when you're making decisions in your life, you're going to rely on these strengths and the talents in order to help you to make those decisions, because those are the things that come easily and naturally to you. So that way you can get within yourself and learn to trust your natural talents and your natural strengths and abilities. Okay, so make that list of what you, not what you struggled for, but what comes really easily and naturally to you. On another point that I want to say is what makes you authentically you. This is kind of tied into what your strengths and your talents are, but it's a little bit different to me. So what makes you authentically you? So for an example, for what makes me authentically me, I love spiritual topics. I love anything that's meaningful and has purpose and meaning. I love all that stuff. But I also like fashion. So I incorporate those two things or those parts of myself into my everyday life, even though I don't know a lot of people who are like that. You know, it's either like the super spiritual people in my life, A, they don't look like me, or B, they're not like as fashionable and trendy. At least there's not that many people around me who are like that. So it took a lot of effort for me to kind of own that part of myself, for me to be authentic in that way and not care about what other people were going to say about me. You know, so for you, remember that whatever makes you authentically you, be brave and be strong and be proud of what makes you authentically you, even if it may seem unconventional to the people that are around you, you know. So for me, being spiritual and also liking fashion, and I incorporate that into my life. So for you, if there's different parts of yourself, incorporate all of it, and that's what's going to make you authentically you. So think about those things too when you're making this list of what your strengths and your talents are. Make another list of what makes me unique and what makes me authentically me. So make that list too, okay? So that way, when you're making your decisions in the world, or when you're having to make a decision and you're learning how to trust yourself, you can at least trust yourself to express yourself authentically, for you to be true to you, and also the decisions are true to you because of those are the things that you naturally do easily. So that's going to help you. Those two things, you being authentic and you trusting your decisions that come naturally to you, those two things are going to really help you learn how to trust yourself. Okay, so you've got this. So the next part to trusting yourself is for you to trust your desires, for you to trust what you want out of life is going to be enough for you. And in order to do this, I recommend that you do two things. Stop saying the phrase, I should, and stop being afraid to follow your vision. Okay, so let's break it down. What does it mean to say I should? What does that even mean, right? If you find yourself saying the phrase, I should be this, that means you're basically saying, I don't trust myself, because you're saying I should be a doctor, I should be blah, 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 I should be this sort of person. You have to change I should to I want. That means it's what you want, right? It's not who you should be, but it's who you want to be. Out of anything, the type of person you want to be, the type of career that you want, anything, you have to start saying things like, I want to be this. Never ever say I should. It's not authentic to you. It's not true to you if you say that I should, because that means that you don't really want to do it in the first place. Okay, so start saying the phrase, or start practice saying and living your life with the phrase, I want to be this, because it is true to me. It matches me, who I want to be right here. That's what I recommend. Please, please, please do this, because I stopped saying the word I should and it changed my life. It really did. It helped me live more authentically. It helped me trust myself, because I was making decisions that were true to me, true to my soul, true to my heart. It's just a way better way to live your life. It really clears out the BS, all the stuff, all the fluff in your life. It just helps really kind of clear that out of your life and start for you to living this more authentic, clean sort of life that really, really works for you. So stop saying the word I should, okay? The next thing that I would say is, a lot of times the reason why we're not following our vision, or we don't trust the vision and what we want out of life, is because we're afraid. There is some sort of fear or societal belief that what we want, so for me, I wanted to be a person who really helped and inspired people to live the lives that they want, that for some reason that desire was never going to get me anywhere, and that's what prevented me from following my dream and my passion and my path. So that was given to me by my parents from a very young age. So that can be, that I know everybody can relate to that. It might not have to be your parents, but it could be society. Maybe society gave you this whole belief that if you're a girl, then you can't have this type of job. It's very common. That happens all the time. So really start to learn how to let go of those beliefs and those fears, so that way you can go after and live authentically and trust yourself and trust your vision and trust your goal. So that way you can really go after what you want and not be afraid and not limit yourself because of these societal norms, or these norms that were given to you by your family or the people in your community. So let's sum this up. In order for you to trust your vision and for you to want what you want out of life, you got to do two things. Stop saying the word I should, and let go of the limiting beliefs that society or your family or your community has given to you. That is what I recommend that you do for this, okay? So the last part to trusting yourself would be for you to let go of the fear of making the wrong decision, right? Because we're all afraid. I think that's what a lot of people get tripped up on, is this fear of, oh my gosh, am I going to do the right thing? Am I making the right decision? And that really kind of blocks people from trusting themselves. So I recommend that you do three things. Take a social media detox, detach from the outcome, and always make your decisions from what your priorities are. Okay? So let's start with the first thing. Take a social media detox. I think it's very confusing when you see your friend on vacation in Greece and you're super jealous, and now you're questioning your decisions and why all the decisions that you've made in life, and if you're doing the right thing and how come they get to go on a vacation and you don't, and you're getting all like this Instagram, social media envy from everybody, and it's just not gonna help you make the right decision. Because when you see what other people are doing, I think it really skews us, even me sometimes. It's like, it's very distracting because you're seeing what everybody else is doing, so it's almost influencing your decision, and it may not even be the best decision for you. So you may see somebody getting this job and doing this for a living and doing that, and now because you see them do it, now you want to do it, and that might not be the best thing for you. So I really recommend that you take a social media detox. You just cleanse yourself for maybe, 6 months or a month or a day. Maybe for some of you, you can only handle a day. Just do that just to clear your mind, even just for you. Just do that for you, so that way when you start practicing trusting yourself, you know that all the decisions that you're making is purely coming from you. It's not coming from some other social media influence or something that came on your feed yesterday. You know, it's you really did make this decision, and that's going to really help you trust yourself. The next part of this is for you to detach from the outcome. Yes, this is easier said than done. So learn how to be at peace with the decisions that you make for yourself at the time based upon what you knew. A lot of people trip up on this and have a hard time with this because let's just say you trusted yourself and you made the decision, but the end result isn't what you wanted. Then that's when a lot of people get regret and shame and, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. I think even when we do make the wrong decisions, we got to practice after we make the wrong decision being like, okay, you know what? It didn't work out, but that's okay because I made the decision based upon what I thought was right for me at the time. And the next time when I make a decision or when I make a choice or when I'm in a scenario when I have to do this again, I'm going to make a better decision for myself. I think that's what we have to practice doing, so that way we can get in touch with ourselves and we can learn to practice trusting ourselves, trusting the decisions, and trusting our own growth. And that way, when we make decisions for ourselves again and again and again, we're going to get better and better at making decisions and learning how to trust our own knowledge and whatever it is that we know at the time and in that moment. And I think that's where we are going to really grow and learn how to trust our decisions. So yes, learn how to detach from the outcome and practice being at peace with whatever decision that you make for yourself at the time, because you know that you did the best that you could. So detach from the outcome. So the next part of this is for you to get clear about what your priorities are in life. So that way, if you have a hard time taking a social media detox or you have a hard time detaching from the outcome, at least you can know that the decisions that you make are because it is in alignment with what your priorities are in life. So take the time, make the list, reflect, really journal. Take the time to come up with a list of priorities in your life, whether it be family, or maybe for you right now your main priority is work and making money and building a life and building a stable income for yourself. Whatever it is, make a list in order of what is your highest priority to what is your least priority. So that way, whenever you're making decisions for yourself, you know that your decisions is in alignment with whatever your priorities are in that list. And that can really help you learn how to get into the mode of trusting yourself. So let's sum it up. In order for you to get over the fear of making the wrong decision and to trust yourself, would be for you to do 3 things. Take a social media detox, detach from the outcome, and make your decisions based upon what is the most priority in your life. Okay, I hope this helps you. So let's sum it all up. The first thing that I recommend that you do to trust yourself is for you to recognize what your talents and strengths are. The second thing that I recommend is for you to trust your vision and that what you want out of life is good enough for you. The last thing that I want you to do is for you to let go of the fear of making the wrong decision. Okay, you do all of these things. I think it's really going to help you learn and get into the mode of trusting yourself. Thanks for watching. For more Transform Your Life videos, please like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Kori Akemi. Until next time, bye.